Welcome to The Versatilist, a podcast supported by the Immersive Learning Research Network. As always, I'm Patrick O'Shea, Professor of Media Technology and Learning Design at Appalachian State University. Each week, I'm joined by a guest or guests for an informal conversation about how their work fits into immersive learning. This podcast is meant to provide an opportunity to talk about their work in a more natural manner than is offered by a journal article or a chapter. With me today is Dr. Odiase Bernard Osahon, who's in the Department of Business Administration in the Faculty of Management Sciences at the University of Benin in Benin City, Nigeria. Welcome, Odiase. Would you prefer Bernard or Odiase? I just want to make sure.
Okay, I think I prefer Odiase.
Odiase. All right. I
Thank you.
can't guarantee that I will pronounce it correctly, but if I
Okay,
don't,
okay, okay, Prof. I think for it to be easier for you, I think Bernard will do.
okay. All right. Well, I'm happy to try. I want to I want to give you the respect that you're due, of course.
Let's make it with Bernard.
Okay. Well, thank you for joining me. I usually start by just giving the title of the work that I read that brought you to my attention, and then we can have the conversation lead anywhere that it goes from there. So, in this particular case, the title was Revolutionizing Experiential Marketing, Augmented Reality and Marketing, Consumer Engagement, and Brand Loyalty. Now, there's quite a bit to unpack there. And I'll have to admit, I'm not a marketer. I'm an educational technologist. So some of the principles of marketing and consumer engagement and brand loyalty, I think you probably have to explain to me. But with that, I'd like to turn it over to you. Tell me what this work is all about.
All right, thank you. If you don't mind, can I call you by your first name, Patrick?
Absolutely. Yes.
All right, good. Thank you, Patrick, for having me. Like I said, it is humid. However,
Yeah.
let's roll. Uh, the topic, like you said earlier on, is revolutionizing experiential marketing, augmented reality in marketing, consumer engagement, and brand loyalty. I want there are four concepts there in the topic, as it were. One is experiential marketing. The other one is augmented reality. The third one, that's augmented reality in marketing. The third one is consumer engagement. And the last one, but not the least, is brand loyalty. Before we roll to delve in depth, I want to quickly explain these concepts one after the other, if you don't
Perfect.
mind. The, the
Absolutely.
first one, the first one is experiential marketing. The question is, to a layman, what is experiential marketing? Experiential marketing simply means a strategy that engages consumers or customers by creating memorable interactive experiences that allow them to connect with brand emotionally. The bottom line there is to connect with brand emotionally. Now, instead of just advertising a product or service, it involves events, activities, or campaigns where customers can actively participate and experience the brand firsthand.
Mhm.
So, in a nutshell, it has to do with the customers being attached to the brand emotionally.
Mhm.
And don't forget this, it's a marketing strategy. And it's a potent one at that. It's a potent one. For example, a company might host a live event or a product demo or an immersive pop-up to make customers feel involved and create a lasting impression.
Mhm. Now, is this a
That's
prerequisite? Is that a prerequisite for building consumer engagement and brand loyalty? Like, is this cause and effect? Like, you have experiential marketing and it leads to consumer engagement and brand loyalty, or are these correlational?
it's correlational. It's correlational. That is, there's this kind of a relationship between experiential marketing and brand loyalty, as it were. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
So invariably, experiential marketing, like I said before, must involve emotion. If you're able to capture the emotions of your would-be customers or would-be market, then you are more like 50% way out, or
Right.
rather way in rather, in the business.
Yeah.
Because the truth is that your customers, they are your assets. A satisfied customer is your best marketer.
Hmm.
A customer that is satisfied will go out there to talk about how good your products are, how beautiful your services are. He'll begin to relate with the experience he or she has gotten while interfacing with you and your product.
Yeah.
So it's invariably your best market at then. So because of the want of time, let's quickly look at the second concept, which is augmented reality, which is popularly called AR. Augmented reality is a technology that overlays digital contents like images, sounds, or texts onto the real world through a device, such as your smartphone, your tablet, or AR glasses, especially for gaming.
Right.
Now notice, AR enhances what you see or experience in your actual environment. Now, augmented reality in marketing enhances the real world environment by overlaying digital elements like images, like I said before, allowing brands to create engaging interaction with customers' experiences. You see that experiential marketing, augmented reality, they're all tilting towards same direction for customer satisfaction. Customer satisfaction. And notice, if your customer is not satisfied, you're going nowhere.
Right.
As a business, you're going nowhere because your customer is your assets, like I said before. Right. I don't know if you know Sam Walton is one of the gurus in marketing. Sam Walton said there is only one boss in the company. There is only one boss in an organization. That boss is not the CEO. That boss is not the owner of the company. The boss is the customer. Why? Because the customer can fire the CEO down to the security personnel at the gate by simply spending his money elsewhere.
Right.
Therefore, customers are so critical to the existence and survival of any business.
Right.
That's the reason why in my book, Effective Teamwork for Impeccable Service Delivery, I gave a detailed explanation of who a customer is. That whenever a customer sneezes, your business catches cold. Prof, did you hear that?
I like that.
Whenever a customer sneezes, your business catches cold. And hear this, whenever you fan your customers into flame, your business catches fire.
Right. So let me ask this. What kind of augmented reality experiences are you seeing in marketing in Nigeria, in Africa, in the world? Where are you seeing this used well? Like, is it something that, like, do you have examples of like, this is how you do it right?
Okay, let me give you some examples. Like there's a company called Outdoors.ng. It's a Nigerian marketing firm, advertising agent, so to speak, that exploits the power of augmented reality in marketing, helping brands leverage this technology to create impactful campaigns. It's an advertising agency, Outdoors.ng. Another one is Novetia Consortium. It's chaired by Olaitan Akrinye, sorry. This company specializes in industry-specific AR application, optimizing training, marketing, and product development processes to meet unique business needs in Nigeria. It's a consulting firm, rather, delivering outstanding management consulting as well, services to businesses across Nigeria, and so on and so forth. Another one is Insightful 3D, owned by Owolabi Olatunji, is the founder and also a senior partner in the company. Insightful 3D Studio is a VR, that is virtual reality and digital agency based in Lagos, Nigeria. The focus area there is VR and AR, that virtual reality and augmented reality. They can be used in Nigeria. They are more like pioneering this in Nigeria, which you can use it even in real estate marketing, providing individual tools for property marketers. Another one is Marketing Edge, owned by John Ajayi. John Ajayi is a publisher and CEO of Marketing Edge. Now, you know what Marketing Edge does? Marketing Edge is a Nigerian leading marketing advertising agency. And they're into publications of marketing events, advertising, and all that, committed to promoting the brand ideas. As a company, if you want to promote your brand idea or you want to say your brand idea to the public, you just visit Marketing Edge. Although I'm not trying to advertise for them, you know, they ain't paying me for this anyways. But I'm just trying to make you understand that there are some organizations that are neck deep into augmented reality.
Yeah.
You know, another one is, I think the last but not the least, because of the want of time, It's VRO/ARO Association Nigeria chapter. As a matter of fact, virtual reality and augmented reality has an association in Nigeria. Association Nigeria, the chapter, the president is Ahmed Aruwo Segbe. I know that may be very difficult for you to pronounce anyways.
Yes.
Ahmed Aruwo Segbe, a place where technology enthusiasts join forces to foster and speed up the growth of Nigeria augmented reality industry. And nice. Apart from that, there are some others around the globe, like Nike's ARO sneakers trial. You know, Nike used ARO to let users see how sneakers look on their feet in real time.
Right. Yeah.
You know, reducing the return rates and enhancing customer satisfaction.
Right.
Now, these examples demonstrate ARO's ability to create personalized and impactful interaction.
Yeah.
Another one is Sephora Virtual Artist. It's an app which enables users to try on makeup, you know, as for to try on makeups virtually, boosting confidence in purchasing decision. There are some others like that, but because of want of time, I think I'll stop for here. And yes, I was trying to lay the foundation for the topic. I did say something about experiential marketing, augmented reality, and the one for those that are not marketers, I think that I should explain more is customer engagement or consumer engagement and brand loyalty. If you don't mind, let me quickly just touch those things there. Yeah. Now, consumer engagement. Now, permit me to use these two words interchangeably: consumer and marketer. Sorry, consumer and customer. I'll be using both words interchangeably: consumer or customer. So, consumer or customer engagement is simply the process of building a strong connection between a brand and its customers through meaningful interaction. Building a strong connection between a brand and its customers through what? Meaningful interactions. It involves just creating experiences that capture, you know, customers' attention, encourage participation, and foster loyalty. And notice, you know that when you engage your customers or consumers so well, you know, this time they'll become so addicted to your product. They'll become so addicted to your services. And give and take, they'll become so loyal to your brand. For example, a brand might engage consumers or customers through social media. That's all around now. Social media contests, personalized emails, or interactive campaigns that make them feel valued and involved. And you know that when you begin to romance your customers or consumers' image, they feel so important. They feel so important, like telling the customers, hey, you are the king. Without you, we are nothing.
Right.
The customer feels so important. And I tell you, who doesn't want to be romanced, quote unquote?
Of course. Yeah, absolutely.
Who doesn't want to be romanced? Now, when you romance your customers' egos, you've gotten your customer. You've just touched the soft spot of the customer. Right. Everybody wants to feel important. When you make your customer feel important, because the truth is that your customer is the reason why you are there in business in the first place.
Right.
You understand? So the last one, but not the least, is brand loyalty. Brand loyalty. Brand loyalty is when customers or consumers consistently choose a specific brand over others because they trust and prefer its products or services. But even if other brands reduces their price or there's something like discounts, these customers will not bend. They will not budge. They will always come to you, even though yours is higher. Like in my book, Effective Teamwork for Impeccable Service Delivery, I wrote something about service delivery paradox. That when customers feel offended or an irate customers because of a service that was not well delivered, and the customer comes back again just to give you a second try, and you are able to correct that initial bad service with this second service you're rendering, that customer, I tell you, becomes so loyal to you. One of my customer service postulations is Odiase customer service Baba's philosophy. It's a crazy idea anyway. Baba's philosophy. Now, the philosophy is you may be the king, but I control your head. As a Baba, when you go to the Baba shop, the Baba holds your head and turns your head wherever he wishes and keeps on babbing. Now, you, the Baba, you are the customer. Sorry, you are the service provider. Why I, being babbed, is the customer.
Right.
I am the king. Therefore, if you should be mindful of how you turn my head anyhow.
Right.
Because I, being the customer and the king, when I'm done with the barbing, I have all the right whatsoever, the privileges to send you out of my company, to send you out of my state, to send you out of where I am as the king, as it
See,
were. Therefore, brand loyalty is key. For
that's
example, a loyal customer. Oh, sorry. Let me just hit this one. For example, a loyal customers always buy Nike shoes, even if other brands offer discount or similar products, because Nike is a brand that knows this on us.
Yeah, the interesting thing about the metaphor you were using about the barber is that there's not only the end product, your haircut that you need, that you have to be happy with to keep coming back, but there's also the experience of going to the barber and having them, manipulate your head and wash your hair and all of those things. And so you may end up, it occurs to me that you may end up being happy with the haircut that you get, but if it's given in a careless manner, then uh, then it doesn't matter what the product ends up looking like. You want to be taken care of. You want to feel as if like you're not going to the chiropractor when you're getting your haircut.
Beautiful, Prof. Now let me quickly chip this in. Now, in my book, I explained it is called Odiase customer service psychograph. Now, when a customer is satisfied with your product, he goes out there to tell others. And chances are that the people he or she has told will come to try you on.
Yeah.
That's referral. That's the power of referral. Do you understand?
Yeah.
And the truth is that, but when a customer, because every customer, before he or she visits a place to buy products or for service or so, they have expectations. They have expectations. When the customer comes to meet you, he already has a standard within him.
Right.
That I want these expectations to be met. I should have value for my money. But if you are careless enough with your service, the expectations will not be met. Right. And when expectation is less than experience, that will be tantamount to service failure.
Mm-hmm.
And that will be dissatisfaction.
Right.
But when expectation is equal to experience, that is satisfaction. Satisfaction comes in. But listen, when experience is greater than expectation, I call that wow service. Wow service. It's called the customer will be delighted because what the person expected from you, he has gotten much more. That's why I always tell people, even in my book, I say it is better to under-promise and over-deliver than to over-promise and under-deliver.
Absolutely.
For example, if I now I'm telling you, Prof. Patrick, that I have this pen here. This pen, you're going to make use of this pen. Let's say in 2 weeks, it will be exhausted. Then to you, this pen, I promise you, it's going to be exhausted in 2 weeks. But lo and behold, it exceeds 2 weeks. Let's say in 1 month, you're still using the pen.
Right.
That means I've under-promised and over-delivered.
Right.
But if peradventure I happen to tell you that, Patrick, this pen is going to last you for 2 weeks. In the process of usage, in less than 1 week, it is off.
Right.
The customer will become so dissatisfied.
Right.
That means I have overpromised and underdelivered.
Right.
So you treat your customers like the king that they are.
Yeah.
With that, they will be loyal to your brand, and customer engagement will always continue because they always come back to you.
Yeah. So let's move into the article itself because, excuse me, the survey that you administered it gave you some really interesting results. So let's talk a little bit about the methodology that you use, like what the research questions were, and talk a little bit about the results as well.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm moving around. I've got light in my eyes here from the outside.
No problem. And let me quickly start with the objectives of the study. when we get to the research question, then talk about the results, what the findings, so to speak. Now, the study, we have three or rather four specific objectives to be achieved. The first one is to examine the relationship between ARO-driven marketing strategies and consumer engagement, while the second one is to evaluate the impact of ARO, ARO experiences on brand loyalty across different industries. The third one was to the third one was to identify challenges, and opportunities associated with implementing ARO in marketing. While the last one, but not the least, was to provide recommendations for businesses, particularly SMEs, because SMEs are small and medium enterprises, on leveraging ARO for effective marketing strategies. Now, the begging question then was, what is the relationship between augmented reality driven marketing strategies and consumer engagement? The second question is, how do ARO experiences influence brand loyalty across different industries? The third one is, what are the key challenges and opportunities associated, with implementing ARO in marketing? While the fourth one was what are the strategies that businesses, particularly small and medium enterprises, as it were, can adopt to effectively leverage ARO for marketing purposes. But because of the want of time, we adopted, excuse me. Are you still there? Okay.
Yeah. I'm still here.
I didn't bring water here. All right, good. The methodology we adopted, this study adopted, a quantitative research design approach to investigate this impact of augmented reality, that's AI-driven marketing strategies, on one, consumer engagement and brand loyalty. Now, suffice to say that a cross-sectional survey approach was employed, focusing on urban, consumers within a metropolis in Nigeria, Delta State per se, Asaba metropolis in Delta State. That was a case study there. Now, the target population comprised of individuals, aged 18 to 45 years, who had interacted with ARO marketing, campaigns in sectors such as retail, the e-commerce sector, and I think the last one is the tourism sector. Yeah. Now, the sample size we adopted was 400 respondents. Now, selected using stratified random sampling techniques to ensure representation across ages, gender and industry exposure. The stratification allowed for capturing diverse population, diverse population perspectives, while maintaining the validity, of the findings. Now, independent variables, which is the ARO-driven marketing strategy, was operationalized, operationally defined as the extent of exposure and interaction within ARO base and all that. Now, the findings, which is very, very key, it was so exciting, when after the survey, when we did the analysis, we found out that, the augmented reality, that there's a correlational coefficient, we use a Pearson correlation of, we got a 0.665 between augmented reality experiences and brand loyalty, which indicates a moderate to strong positive relationship between these two variables. Mm-hmm. This means that as consumers engage with ARO experiences, their brand loyalty tends to increase. In as much as the correlation represented by the letter arrow is 0.665, which is, moderate anyway, not too high, but moderate. It shows that there is a direct relationship between these two variables. You understand that, this aspect confirms that this relationship is statistically significant, suggesting that ARO experiences play a crucial role in fostering loyalty to brands. The higher the engagement with ARO experiences, the more likely consumers are to develop an emotional attachment to the brand. By reinforcing the quiet.
Yeah, let me. I'm interested in this because I'm trying to get to the point where I like is this an affordance of augmented reality, or is this created by the novelty effect? And I'm not quite sure whether like I completely understand that, the results you're finding are that augmented reality marketing can be beneficial to companies, to consumers. They it builds brand loyalty. It's got these moderate to strong correlations with brand loyalty and consumer engagement. But the thing that keeps creeping into the back of my mind is, will this be the same 15 years from now, when marketing is like when everybody is using augmented reality? Will they still have the same sort of effect, or is it just, will people just get used to it, and companies will have to do something different and new to build that same sort of relationship?
All right, Patrick, the only thing that is constant in life is change. The same thing applies to marketing. It applies to every facet of life.
Right.
Because of the novelty of ARO, VRO, and even mixed reality, you see that everybody's more like geared towards it. You want to get a
Right.
feel and all those. So there's this kind of excitement because of the novelty, this kind of excitement. You get it? So in answering your question, I doubt, because if all marketing organizations, is using or are using ARO to drive marketing, I tell you, a time will come. Well, the consumers will say, well, it's one of those things. It's normal. Do you
Right.
get it?
Yeah.
It's normal. So therefore, over the years, let's say 20 years from now, the relationship between the recreational relationship between this augmented reality, consumer engagement, and brand loyalty may want to like nosedive. Let me use that word, because it's more like the in thing. So
Right.
there's nothing germane. There's nothing so surprising again.
Right.
You get it? That's the
Yeah.
reason why research is a continuous process.
Right. Yeah.
And
Well,
so the result for today, go ahead.
yeah, I'm fascinated by this stuff because a lot of people tend to think that there's something intrinsic about the technology itself that builds these things. But my personal opinion is that the technology is just a tool, and tools constantly change, and so you need to be like always modifying your practice to take advantage of the most appropriate tools. And so I don't know, like, again, I'm an immersive tech researcher. I believe in these technologies to do things. Um, I just think that the more that we use them, the less effective they will eventually become. There's a, we can't just depend on the technology. We have to figure out how to use it best. Like
Beautiful.
we can't just there's a movie in the States that is based on this whole concept of, if you build it, they will come. I don't know if you've seen this movie or
Yeah,
not.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
And oftentimes I think people think we'll just use the technology and that will create the excitement. But the reality is, it's what you do with the technology that creates the excitement. It's not the technology itself.
Yeah, let me cut in here, Patrick. See, if the foundation is faulty, no matter how magnificent the building is on it, it's going to crumble someday.
Right.
Like you rightly said, technology is just a tool. It's a tool. It's like a means to an end. It's not an end itself.
Right.
Do you get it?
Oh, absolutely.
Therefore, yeah. Therefore, even though you are a company, a marketing company, or an organization, business organization, as it were, you want to use AR. If you don't have passion for customer satisfaction, a time will come, your business will become comatose.
Right, of course.
It will go moribund. Because, okay, well, I wrote something, it's one of my quotes anyway. I said, you may have the best state of the art equipment, highly effective and efficient workforce, but with the wrong attitude, business failure is inevitable.
Right.
Do you get it?
Yeah.
Therefore, even though you're using ARO, VRO, or MRO, that mixed reality and all those stuff, if you don't have other strategies in place, I tell you, your success will be short-lived.
Yeah. No, I think
Your success will be short-lived.
I agree with you 100%. I think that that mindset actually applies to a lot of different fields, not just marketing, not just business, education. You know, there's like if you don't have that same mindset of what is important for the people I am working with and working for, and in education, oftentimes we think of the student as the consumer. Um, Although I think the relationship is a little bit different than business relationships might be. But if you don't care about those people, then it doesn't matter what like like instructional materials you have or anything like that. It will eventually show up in your practice.
That is true. Very,
Yeah.
very correct. Very, very correct.
Well, it's always
Very correct.
amazing how fast these conversations go. We've already been talking for more than half an hour, so I think that this might be a good place to transition into our concluding segment, which is called the fix. And this is where I ask you to tell me what is the big problem in your field that you think that you're trying to solve with your work. In other words, what are you trying to fix with this?
All right. Now, this work addresses key challenges in business administration, marketing, and management, leveraging augmented reality to bring or right to bridge critical gaps in consumer engagement, decision making, and brand loyalty. Now,
Mhm.
traditional marketing, as it were, often struggle to create, personalized, memorable connections with consumers, leading to low engagement and high customer attrition. You understand? AR revolutionizes this by offering interactive, immersive experiences that, captivate audiences,
Right.
enhancing product understanding and building emotional connections with brand. Now, in management, ARO can streamline, decision making by providing real-time data-driven insights, through visualization tools, improving communication and collaboration within teams and all that. Because in management, teamwork, they always say, makes the dream work. So if you incorporate, ARO, which certainly will help you streamline decision making by providing this real-time approach and data-driven insight, it will certainly help in management. Now, as for marketing, we'll really discuss about marketing in depth, over the conversation. ARO enhances, storytelling.
Mhm.
It reduces buyer hesitation, with virtual try-ons, on products, even product demos. It's a part of ARO,
Mhm.
product demos, and this kind of boosts campaigns. So, in a nutshell, what we are trying to do with this study practically is to make top management understand that even when you are strategizing, there are some things you must put in place for you to have an edge over competitors. I
Right.
believe this study has really done a great deal on that.
Well, fantastic. Like that's a great place to end this. I applaud you for the work that you're doing, and it occurs to me that the more that we use these tools, the better we're going to find out how they can be used to leverage uh, towards further goals. That's the key. We've got to understand what our goals are so that we can find the
Exactly.
appropriate tools. And I think that this kind of work helps us do that. So I applaud you.
Thank you, Prof.
Okay, so the Immersive Learning Research Network can be found at the immersivelrn.org, and this podcast can be found at the resources section of that website or by searching for the Versalist wherever you get your podcasts. If you like what you hear, please rate and review us because doing so does help to attract new listeners. If you want to be part of the conversation, if you have thoughts, comments, questions, contact us through the iLearn website or at our email address, which is versalistpodcast at gmail.com. Odiase, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with me. I really appreciate it.
So you're welcome. And I promise you, I'm going to give you an e-copy of my book, Effective Teamwork for Impeccable Service Delivery. I'll send it to your email.
Perfect. Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
I appreciate it. Take care.